Hello and welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central Spotlight. I am Gil Ingles, and with me today in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, is the lady that makes sure that she will catch you by the mouth. Indeed, when it comes to curating taste buds and ensuring that you are not only well fed, nutritiously fed, and also appreciating exactly what food is supposed to taste like, this lady is the person you want to know and the person you want to get in touch with. Because when it comes to Southern African culinary or gastronomy or Portuguese gastronomy, Vania is the name that you want to have on your Rolodex. Vania, welcome to Diaspora Central.
Hi, Jill. Thank you for having me. I'm a bit nervous.
Why? What's wrong?
I am not a very good at cameras, but I will do my best.
Don't worry about the cameras. We're just having a conversation.
Okay. But thank you for having me.
Indeed.
We have been talking about this interview for a while now, and finally, we got to schedule and make it possible, make a reality.
Indeed. And to us, it's an honor that you even take the opportunity to come out and share your story with us. Because in all honesty, I don't know how much you know about Diaspora Central, especially the Spotlight. What we do in the Spotlight is we honestly showcase diaspora culture and talent. That's what Diaspora Central is really about. Any of the programs that we do, any of the initiatives that we support or we do is to showcase diaspora culture and showcase diaspora talent. Because, of course, we all come from somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We all were born somewhere. We all have a story. We all have a journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So can we get ourselves started?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's start with your heritage. Country of origin.
Well, I'm born in Angola. I'm mixed race.
Okay.
White Portuguese and black Angolan.
Okay.
My both sides, my mother's side, my dad's side. My mother is white and black. Parents, father white, mother black.
Okay.
My dad the same way.
Okay.
Father white, mother black.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are mixed of two mixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a mix of
So
two
you
mixes.
second generation
Yes.
second generation mix.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've been mixed before even me. Even the black side had been mixed.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of mixes here.
Got you.
Yes. And this, and I born in Angola, as I was saying. At the age of 13, I went to Portugal to live with my auntie.
Okay.
And where I get to learn a little bit of Portuguese gastronomy because I began to work at restaurants.
Got you.
While I was there.
Yeah.
And it was where I picked up a lot of skills.
Got you.
Yes.
So you have really enjoyed cooking since very young. Yeah?
Yes.
How old were you when when was the first time, or how old were you when you started cooking?
Well, we have a say in my family. There is two things that we do. We dance and we cook. So
there we go.
Cooking is in the genes. Actually, almost every woman in my family owns some kind of cooking business, or in the bakery, a restaurant, or something.
Oh wow!
We, my dad is one of the best cooks I know. My grandma, my auntie, all my brothers, girls, boys, everybody cooks.
Okay.
The grandkids, everybody cooks. Everybody loves to cook.
So you come from a big family then?
I come from a big family.
Yeah.
We are
how many siblings?
Siblings 11
Yeah.
from my dad, plus a few that my dad adopted. Probably around 15.
About 15 siblings.
15 siblings.
There you go. That's a big family.
We didn't live in the same house. Everybody lived there with their mothers.
Right.
I lived with my grandmother, where I picked up the real Angolan from Malanche, the province of Malanche.
Right.
Typical Angolan from
Cooking.
the north cooking and dishes.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing. Sometimes we grew up with my mom, my dad, because my mom died when I was very young. My grandmother picked us up.
Okay.
And I was blessed to be raised by a grandmother where
Right.
I learned how to pick leaves from the country and cultivate everything we ate.
Right. So you actually went to the field to pick the leaves to be cooked.
Everything.
So what you're telling me is that you actually know how to make kizaka from scratch. From picking up the leaves, pounding the leaves, let them marinate in water so that the
bitterness comes out.
Okay. Yeah, you know I know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because we are from the same place. So my story from my cooking, it comes from the roots, from the family. And it's just something that we're born with.
Right.
We don't know how to do anything, but we start cooking at I remember, I think the first time I cooked rice, I was 8.
Wow.
My grandmother asked me to cook rice. It was a disaster.
Oh, really?
Yes. But since then, I
You got better.
forgot to put salt.
Oh, wow.
But my grandmother fixed it, so we all ate.
There you go.
Yeah, but I can't remember. Yeah. And I was so proud because it was not overcooked, but it didn't have salt.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, which is a great effort. You're 8 years old and you cook. Okay, you forgot to put salt. You didn't put too much salt.
Yeah.
Because then it's a whole other problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now let's get a little bit into the family. So you mentioned that in your family, most of the women own some sort of food business, right? And you lost your mom very early. So here we kind of like to put together really the story or the journey of the individual. So let's start with a few names here. So what's your dad's name?
Okay, my dad is José Luis. We are from the Gaspar family.
Okay.
From Malange. My grandmother, my dad's mom.
Yeah.
Is the one that raised me, Juliana.
Okay.
Gaspar.
Right. So she's basically the one that you really call mom.
Yes,
right?
She's my mom because when she took me in, and my brother was 3 only, about to be 4.
Yeah.
Yes. So she took me in, and she was technically my mom.
Okay.
So she raised us. So at that age, my father, when my mom died, my father gave us to my grandmother. My grandmother raised us. At the age of 13, my auntie, my father's sister, was in Portugal. Said, let's take me Vania, give me Vania so she can go to school in Portugal.
Right.
So at that age, I went to Portugal. I stayed there with her. I went back to Angola. I left my brother and my sisters back home. My dad had they have kids with different women.
Right.
It's very normal in our culture.
Right.
So we are many, but not from the same mother.
Right.
We are 3 here, 2 there, another 2 there.
Now, from the same mother.
We are 3.
You are 3. Okay.
We are 2 sisters and 1 brother. I have me, Vania, Tita, that is Denise, her name, her legal name.
Okay.
And Jika, that is Ray. Some people here used to know him from Ray.
Right.
But his name is Jika. And
that's
his
the
legal
Kizomba,
name is
Kizomba instructor, right?
The Kizomba instructor. We all did a little bit of Kizomba. As I said, we dance and we cook.
Indeed. Now, is Tita also here? Or
Tita is in Boston.
She's in Boston.
Tita is in Boston, yes.
Okay.
Tita is in Boston. Well, when I was thinking about my other sisters that all have some food-related business, I was talking about the ones that stayed in Angola.
Gotcha.
I have Nalia that actually owns a restaurant at this moment. I have Juliana that owns the bakery, but at this moment she moved to Portugal and she's trying to do something there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other ones, they like to eat.
Hey, listen, when you have good cooks, I'm sure that you also have good
everybody
eaters.
else in their own way, they will cook. Men, my brothers, the ones that stay, I have one that comes home and he has to fix the food that the maid cooked.
Got you, to make sure that it is
all of them, they cook.
It's okay. Some of us have that OCD thing, so it's normal.
Yeah, he thinks he knows better.
Yeah,
they all think they know better than their wives. So
indeed, no, but it is a good thing. So, and while you were going to school now at that age, what were you thinking about becoming?
Okay, I cannot say unfortunately.
Just fortunately, because it was a life lesson.
I was young when I got pregnant, and I had to stop going to school to work to take care of my daughter.
How young were you?
I was 16 actually.
Okay.
I was very young.
Mhm.
It was a disaster. I don't recommend anybody to do that.
Not a disaster, a life lesson.
It was a
Yeah.
life lesson
Yeah.
that you get consequences for the rest of
Right.
your life. But
Indeed.
everything's good now.
Mm-hmm.
At that age, you are very young. You do the best you can.
Mhm.
I begin to work.
Okay.
And I left school behind. I several times tried to go back to school, but I didn't succeed.
Mm.
At the age of 20, I went back. I was in Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I got pregnant in Portugal. I studied, did my high school there. I went back to Angola.
Mm-hmm.
When I went back to Angola, I stayed with my dad for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find a job, took care of my daughter.
Mm-hmm. What's your daughter's name?
My daughter is Anna
Anna.
Fernandez.
So
Anna.
that's the life changing right
The
there. That's your
life-changing.
blessing.
This is my blessing.
Right.
She made me strong.
There you go.
And yeah, she taught me how to be a mother.
There you go.
Yes.
She made you who you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. She's the
Yeah.
rock.
Indeed.
Yes.
Cornerstone.
So at that age, I was in Angola. Actually, I tried, I had to do something. I was working as a secretary.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to tell, while in Portugal, I work in a restaurant. Actually, I work in a very fancy restaurant in Santa Maria do Oeiras,
Okay.
where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the best chefs there.
Mm.
And I just loved it. I learned a lot of things there.
Wow.
A lot.
Okay.
Most of the skills that I use until now, I learned with them.
There you go.
Yes. And I worked there for a long time before I went back to Angola.
Mm-hmm.
When I went back to Angola, I began to use my skills at home,
Right.
decorating food and cooking. And then I have all the lesson from my auntie,
Right.
that was what I was with in Portugal. She's a wonderful cook. I learned a lot with her. She's
Got you.
amazing.
Okay.
So, and then I have my grandmother that is with the traditional food. She's the best ever.
Right.
So I learned how to make, you name it, anything that is from the north of Angola, Malange area, and south, because
Yeah.
she's been around all the country.
Right.
She learned.
She knew how to
yeah,
make
she
it.
knew how to cook and taught us. When I go to Angola, I didn't work in restaurants whatsoever. I became a secretary, and then I decided to go to have a accounting certification.
Okay.
There. I did it, and I was working as accountant aide.
Got you.
Yeah, assistant while I was there. At the age of 26, I came to the United States.
Okay. So let's go ahead and take our very quick break right here,
Sure,
because I
sure,
think
sure.
it's a good spot for us to take this break, and let's take a look at a few images of some of the stuff that you actually put together, some of that food, because we can talk about it, but actually looking at it may make us even hungrier here on the set. We'll be right back. For those of you that just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central Spotlight, and our guest today is Vania. Yes, the queen of Southern African food in Houston, Texas. We'll be right back. And we are back. If you just joined us, you're now tuned into the Diaspora Central Spotlight with Gil Ingles, and our guest today, it's Vania. Yes, the one lady that can make sure that you will, once you taste for at least a bit Southern African food, forever love Southern African dishes or Lusophone dishes. Vania, welcome to Diaspora Central.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
Now,
me.
indeed, we left the conversation where you had actually gone back to Angola. You are now working as an assistant or an accountant assistant, right? So, coming up as a kid, what was your dream of? What did you used to dream of becoming?
Yes, I never dreamed about having a restaurant. Back in the day, I wanted to be. I have this thing with numbers, but I thought I remember writing. I said that I wanted to be an economist, but at the end of the day, today I understand that I wanted to be an accountant because I'm good with numbers.
Got you.
And
Your bean
life
counter,
has-
that's what they call them, a bean counter, right?
Yes, just not, life has its own way to get to where you need to be.
Indeed.
When I came to United States, I was not in the accounting field whatsoever. I began, and it was easier for me to get into the healthcare field.
Right.
So I went to University of Massachusetts in Boston, and I did a certification to become a counselor, a certified alcohol and drug counselor, because I began to volunteer. As a volunteer, a friend of mine showed me a place to do volunteering, but it was for all people. I was the activities responsible. I would create activities with them.
Oh, so you were the coordinator.
Yeah, activities coordinator, exactly. Gotcha. And there I met somebody that said, look, you're good with people. Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
And I started working without even the certification. So when I was there, the lady told me, okay, we are offering actually to pay for the certification. Would you willing to go to school?
Right.
And they paid for my certification at UMass.
Right. So that and which shows it's your devotion, your talent, right, is now opening doors for you. What you were willing to do for free, you are now getting opportunities of getting paid for it.
So I ended up in the medical field, and I did case management and counseling for about 12 years.
Wow.
Once I came to while there,
and this is in Boston.
While in Boston, while working in the medical field, I was a time that I stopped because I was married to Manuel Vicente. He's the owner of Tropical Vincent's, Tropical Vincent's Grocery in Massachusetts, in the Providence area. Yeah. We were divorced now, but we were married at the time, and he owns a store. And he built a takeout restaurant inside the store. So I was responsible for that restaurant.
So you were managing the restaurant, right? So you had basically the responsibility of managing the restaurant. You were still a mom, of course, and you already had one kid. Or how many more? At that point, you now have two children. You going to school, and you volunteering.
Yes, at one point I had to stop everything and just focus on the restaurant.
On the restaurant, got you.
Once the restaurants open, I dropped everything. I just became a manager and cook.
Got you.
Because I was the one cooking, I was the one kind of in front of everything. And I did that for a while. Yeah. And after a while, he hired somebody else. It was tiring. It was quite a bit tiring. Yeah. And I decided to go back to the medical field. That's where I stayed until I moved to Houston.
Wow. Okay.
But I have a few years of managing the restaurant and a takeout restaurant. It's not the same as serving, taking people, catering. Yeah. It's not the same as having people sitting at the table. Indeed. A takeout restaurant, you just cook and people take the food. You have the big display. People come pick up and leave. Indeed. It's easier. Then you have to manage their tickets and orders, of course. Yeah. I did that in Portugal. It wasn't easy. It's not easy.
But it was good school, though.
But both schools were very good. Very good. You learn a lot.
Indeed. So let's kind of loop something here. So now, today, currently, how many children do you have?
I have two.
You have two.
I have Anna Fernandez and Diana Marie.
Okay. Oh, both of them are Annas.
Diana.
Okay.
One is Anna Karina.
Okay, Anna Karina.
Diana, the other one is Diana Marie.
Okay, and that's the second one.
The second.
All right.
Okay. The last.
All right.
And then I have other kids. Right. They're my pets.
Yeah.
I'm a animal lover.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. How many pets?
I was right now. I'm reduced to 3.
Okay.
One of
dogs,
them is really
cats?
not mine, but is mine.
Okay.
I have 2 dogs, and I used to have 3 dogs and 1 cat. I love cats. I always have to have 1 cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There is something about them that I like.
Really?
Yes. And right now, my oldest dog died of old age, and it was really sad. Wow. Now I have 2 chihuahuas, and my pit bull died, actually. Okay. But I have now 2 chihuahuas. One is mine, one is my niece's, but I take care of her.
There you go.
And then I have Sherry. It's a 12-year-old cat. She's the real Egyptian queen.
Oh, really?
She's bossy, and she's
that level of personality.
Oh, you have no idea.
Wow.
You're dealing with a person.
Oh, really?
Very difficult person, actually. So going back to my cooking, so I went, and one day we are invited to come to a wedding, to my cousin's wedding. Okay. Here.
And this is here already in Houston?
In Houston.
Okay.
Me and Jika and Tita, the 3 of us, we were in the Massachusetts.
Gotcha.
So we had this invitation to come to
a wedding.
Lucio and Paula.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They are my family, and then we came. Actually, we were the godmother.
Right.
How you say
Right.
it?
Yeah.
In English, they don't have this, but we have something
Right.
in our culture that we call godmother and godfather from
For the
the
wedding
groom and
and the bride.
the bride.
Okay.
So we were for Lucio.
Got you.
So we came in. We fall in love with Houston.
Mm.
This was March 2014.
Okay. And when did you decide to make the move?
While I was here, I say I'm coming back,
Okay.
and I'm not leaving. I went back to Massachusetts. I spoke to my boss, and I said I'm leaving.
Really?
I said, look, I got a job offer, paying me the double you're paying me here, and I really would like for you to make me a recommendation letter. It was this. I call angels in my life because I don't think we do anything alone.
Indeed.
And this was one of them. This man, he was not my boss. He was my dad, my mentor. You name it.
Yeah, you can mention his name.
Yeah,
Give him a
Bob,
shout out.
Bob Heath. His soul rest in peace. He died of a heart attack. It broke my heart.
Yeah,
because
my
it was a big
condolences.
part of my life. And it just took me in. It took me in. When I divorced, I struggled a lot, and I had a hard time going back to the field because while I was married, one of the time I was not working, and then it created a gap in my resume.
Indeed.
When I sat with him, he just fell in love with me, and he said, "You know what? Just wait." I wait 1 year, and he called me.
Right.
He called me, he gave me the job he promised.
Right.
And then he put me in another department in this non-profit organization.
Yeah, you can mention the organization. Give it a shout out.
Star in Fall River, Massachusetts.
What do they do?
Yeah, it's a medical.
Okay.
It's a health center, community health center,
Okay.
where they offer all kind of services.
Got you.
I work in the mental health part,
Okay.
where we deal with the addicts, mental health
Got you.
problems
Okay.
area. So I put me as a counselor in the men's program. We receive when people come from a detox, they go to a men's program.
So
They stay a
rehabilitation.
month, rehabilitation center,
Gotcha.
exactly. After then we place them in society, back to society.
Okay.
So I was there.
Yeah.
And once he got a spot in his department, he took me. It was a big mess in the company because nobody was happy about it.
Oh wow.
Because they liked me where I was.
Right.
And he like,
And
no,
you
I
had to go.
told you I'm just boring you, Vania.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back to his department, to go into his department as he wished. And it was one of these persons that everybody was jealous. Nobody understood why he liked me so much.
Right.
Nobody, one of my coworkers even said, "Oh, you know what? You're the only one that got here without being evaluated by us because there was a tradition in the company.
Oh,
Before
well, they
anybody get in,
got you.
they had to be interviewed by
Everyone,
everyone,
right.
and I just skipped
to
everybody.
get an assessment. Yeah.
I skipped everybody.
Yeah, and sometimes there are those individuals that understand, right? And
He
they
just
pull.
read me, And through and then was a time when my sister became very sick. They didn't know her. She had a immune system, very rare immune system condition. Nobody knew. It was just crazy.
Gracious.
From hospital to hospital. Nobody knew what she had.
Wow.
And it was a very difficult time. And he was so understanding. He was amazing.
Right.
Amazing. He never took me. The days that I miss, he did everything in his way to pay me back. He used vacation. It was a mentor.
Very supportive.
Very supportive. Very, very. And everybody called him Grandpa.
Yeah. That's what grandpas do.
Yeah.
Really.
The Grandpa Bob. Yes, Grandpa Bob.
Yeah. And a lot of times in that kind of that type of individuals now, I mean, very few of them exist, but there are still some of them out there. People who actually believe that organizations that they create, they become family. And you must treat them like family because it is real life.
He had this thing that he yelled at me one time. And I was like, I couldn't believe he yelled at me. I was crying. He was like, Bob, you yelled at me.
Right.
And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. It was so hard because he realized that
Right.
and he had this thing that it was, he called, mean. We need to have a meeting right now. Everybody in the library.
Right.
Everybody, oh my God, what happened? What happened? He would there. He would buy the most amazing cake and say,
Right.
today is the cake for no reason.
Oh wow.
He would just put everybody there. Everybody forget about the work.
Yeah.
We're just gonna laugh.
Cake for no reason.
A cake for no reason.
Right. Yeah. That's
Just to break
leadership.
the ice.
That's leadership.
Oh, he was amazing.
Right.
I never. Was just an amazing man, and he was
Indeed.
too early. He went too early.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what's the name again?
Bob Heat
Indeed. And the organization?
Star.
Okay, so if people need to give any donations to this organization, they can just look for Star.
Star.
In
Yeah. He's deceased right now. He died.
No,
of a heart
yeah,
attack.
but
there
I
is
mean,
a
but the
Star.
organization is still-
STAR.
Mhm.
Is still in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Right.
You can donate anything.
There you go.
Yeah.
And be sure to support because it's still part of his legacy
Yeah.
aside from you, of
Yeah.
course, because you are someone that learned a lot from him. And today you're taking some of those principles with you, also probably in your businesses we take.
Yes,
Indeed.
yes. He's the one that wrote this amazing
Mhm.
reference letter when I came here. And I was looking for a job. Actually, Paula, the one, my cousin that I came
Yes.
to the wedding,
Mhm.
she recommended me to this lady that I work for, another angel in my life.
Mhm.
And I had
Can you give us the name?
Lisette Neto.
Mhm.
She's the man. She's the executive director of Management to Learn USA.
Okay.
We provide services to the Ministry of Petroleum.
Okay.
We manage the scholarship students.
There you go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sponsored students.
Mhm.
They come to United States for
Okay.
degrees, from doctorate degrees to technical
Okay.
certificates.
Okay.
Yes, and she was forming the company here in Houston, and she needed a secretary actually.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
An
I
administrative assistant.
came, administrative assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
we call secretary. Still with Angolan
Yeah.
board.
That's okay.
Yes, administrative assistant here. So while I went to the interview, well, I came in March for the wedding.
Yeah.
In April, I came back.
Oh wow.
I went.
So that's 30 days
Everybody
later.
called me crazy.
Right.
I went back. I fired myself. I lied that I had a job. I didn't have a job. I didn't have an offer.
Oh
I
wow.
said, I'm going to use, I don't care if I'm going to clean houses, work in a restaurant.
Wow.
I'm not going back to live in Massachusetts.
Now, what attracted you to Houston?
The heat.
Mm.
I love
Weather.
warm places.
The weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
The weather
Mhm.
and it was just something. It was bigger.
Mm.
I love the people.
Mhm.
The little bit I stayed here
Yeah.
during the wedding,
The
I met a lot
diversity.
of people.
Mm.
I love the warmness. It's when I
Gotcha.
talked about it's the warmness that I was talking about.
That's what they call the southern.
The southern warmness.
Southern.
Southern. There was something about Houston that I fall in love immediately.
Yeah.
So I went and I was called crazy. I said, they told me, you know what, Vania? You're not gonna make it. You're
Ooh.
crazy.
Yeah.
You have a job. I was like, I don't, but I do.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Right.
Sometimes I'm a religious person. I'm a Christian,
Yeah.
and I believe if you listen to signs,
Right.
if you listen to God, He will tell you exactly what to do.
There you go.
And I have this a relationship with my God, my higher power,
Right.
and I listen. When He tells me move, I
You
move.
move.
When He says stop, I stop.
There you
But
go.
you need to have this relationship, and you have to be very careful to listen to the sign, to listen
Indeed.
to the orders, to the instructions.
Indeed. Yeah.
And I did. I didn't know what I was. If it was like that, one of those moments in life that I say somebody was carrying me.
Mm.
I had no idea how I
Wow.
did it. I went. I get this amazing reference letter from him.
Yeah.
He encouraged me. I was a little bit afraid. He said, no, Vanya, go.
Yeah.
I was like, the girls, they're going to stay here. No, they're big now.
Yeah.
You need to go. They're going to find a way to cook something.
Right.
And they need anything, I'm here. This is my
Right.
boss.
Right.
Telling me to leave his
Yeah. His establishment. Right.
to go find another life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's leadership. That's
Yes.
leadership. Because
And his support
Mhm.
was amazing.
Indeed. No, that is great. Let's take another break and we'll be right back. If you just joined us, you now tuned into Diaspora Central Spotlight, and our guest today is Vania. Yes, she's sharing her journey. A mother, an entrepreneur, and a life learner. And today, a leader or a teacher. We'll be right back. And we are back. If you just joined us, you're now tuned into the Diaspora Central Spotlight with Gil Ingles, and our guest today is Vania. Yes, she's sharing this great journey on how she went from Angola to Portugal, back to Angola, and eventually to Massachusetts in the United States. And then from the United States, Massachusetts, or New England area, unto Houston, or the Gulf region. Vania, when you leave Angola, you decide to come, was already to the States, was just go to Portugal? What exactly was your plan?
When I came, I was not the first one to come here. My auntie was already here.
Okay.
But my sister came.
Your sister was here.
Yeah, she had her husband was a Cape Verdean descendant.
Okay.
But born in Angola, and he came, and she came with him.
Gotcha.
They're not together right now, but they were together for a long time. And when she came first,
Okay.
Jika, my brother, came after.
Okay.
I came. We were
You
2 years
joined them
apart
after-
from
Each other.
Yeah,
Okay,
coming.
so in a stretch of about 6 years, all three of you were here.
Yes, we were here.
Great.
Exactly.
Great. Now, eventually, of course, you decide to leave New England and and come to Houston, to
Yes.
Texas, right? You get here. You get this new position.
I get here. I had no idea what to do. I had no idea. Oh, I had this. This Paula told me, this is a lady from the company. You have a chance that you might get there.
Okay.
But you have to do the interview. She's very. The Miss Lisette Neto, Toraneto.
Right.
She is looking for staff, but she needs somebody that is American. Okay, they can work here legally.
Right.
And then I went to the interview,
Right.
and guess what? I had to
Yeah.
write Portuguese.
Oh, wow. Well,
So one of the things, I just to let you know, while I was in Massachusetts, I never stopped cooking. I
Okay.
always, while working and everything, after my
You-
divorce, I keep cooking for people,
Gotcha.
parties.
so that has always been your
Always
safe,
my safe,
your
yeah, my
safe
sa-
haven. You always get back
I
to.
always cook. When even work in a restaurant, I always did side. It was my side job.
Got you.
I always took orders.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm always cooking.
There you go.
Even there is once a month, I will cook for somebody. So and I came to the interview, and they had, and she asked me to do a Portuguese report, and it was a mess. Because when I came here, one of the things that I did was put Portuguese aside.
Right.
If I wanted to succeed, because
You
I
had to
didn't
focus
wish
in
I didn't
English.
wish to stay in factories.
Right.
I wanted to do what I was
Right.
doing already, work in the office
Indeed.
environment. So I had to really put the
The Portuguese language
Portuguese aside and
yeah.
go deep
Focus in English.
in English. So what they did, they took my ability to write properly Portuguese.
Got you.
When I was doing the report, I had no idea that I couldn't even write Portuguese
Wow.
anymore. Well, to the professional level. That I'm talking
Indeed,
about.
indeed. Yeah, because there's a lot of technical terminology
that you
and
have to use when
indeed.
Well, and she asked me to do in English. Of course, in English I was perfect because
Right.
now it's my language.
Indeed.
And she said, "You're terrible. Your Portuguese is terrible."
Right.
But I saw on your resume that you did accounting in the past, and I don't have anybody in my accounting department. Do you want to do accounting? I say yes.
Okay.
And here we go from the healthcare to back to
Right.
accounting.
So you basically go from an AA into now an accountant.
And yes.
Or an accountant assistant.
No, accountant assistant, because she just needed somebody to start. Because she
So
was
you a
hired-
bookkeeper then
Yeah,
at that
bookkeeper.
point. Right.
She needed a bookkeeper and had somebody supervising me.
Got you.
Usually we use there is a company.
Right, an
they used to
outsource.
An outsource
Yeah,
accounting.
Indeed. You're
CPA,
just a bookkeeper
yeah,
that
bookkeeper,
feeds the stuff over
stuff
to them.
over to them.
Indeed.
So while doing that, she said, "Why you don't go to school and have your certificate instead of being from Angola here?"
Right.
And I said, "Okay." And she said, "No. Why you don't do your bachelor's? Is the time gonna pass anyway?"
Right. Indeed.
And while working, I did my bachelor's in accounting. And
Wow.
while I was doing my bachelor in accounting, I decided to do my minor in finances. So I finished
Right.
the bachelor's in the in accounting.
Congratulations.
With the minor, and I'm finishing my master's right now in the science of accounting.
So you accomplished the one thing that initially got you away from Angola. Man, you had a hard time, a few false starts, but your persistence is actually gotten you to the end of it. Right?
Bring me right back where I was supposed to be.
There you go. Indeed.
So always I have a mentor. When I was in Massachusetts, before I met, actually she's in my life until now. Since I began to work in rehabilitation centers and health centers, I had this lady. She was a psychiatrist.
Okay.
She's my mentor until now.
Okay. You can mention her name.
Magda Trujillo. She's one of the amazing people. She's the one that introduced me The Secret, the book.
The book, yes.
She's the one that introduced me Landmark Education. She introduced me a new world, new ways of seeing life.
Yeah, it's and not to cut you off, but that's the one thing that a lot of people sometimes fail to realize. Life is really about target fixation, right? What you focus on is what is going to be. Yeah, that's why a lot of times having too many distractions around can be detrimental to your success.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Exactly. And also this trust that you need to have in God.
Indeed.
That you don't need to understand how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't need to know.
No.
You just need to trust.
You need to believe.
And it's more than believe.
It's more than believe.
No, beliefs change.
Indeed.
Your trust don't change.
Indeed.
It's
a trust.
It's a fully on. You say, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
There you go.
But belief changes. I can be Muslim today, tomorrow Christian, and next day is your beliefs. No.
But trust don't.
Your faith has to be sustained. It's to be the same. Your trust, fully trust. Yes, I believe it. I think it's the right word for me.
I believe you just given our audience also probably a lesson, and me included, because I never really kind of focused too much on or sort of seen the difference between trust and belief. But that's now something that we can start to look at. So thank you for presenting that. Trust. Yeah.
Yes. You have to give your all in. No questions asked.
Indeed.
It is written already.
Indeed. Yeah.
Why fight?
Yeah.
Yes. And so this is the way I live my life. Actually, since a very young age, I always had this thing that I believe I trust that there was always something guiding me, even in the moments that I thought were the worst moments. They were all led me to some place that I needed to be.
Yeah.
So going to this job that Paula recommended me changed my life. Yeah. This lady, Lisette Neto, and people around, they've been all the angels, and that I believe that. Every time I move, I move from Magda Trujillo to Bob to Lisette Neto, and I move. It's my life.
Yeah,
and
you've been.
It is, and I have so many other angels along the way.
Indeed.
They come, and you can say I grew up without my mom, my dad. I had my grandmother, my grandfather. Yeah. They were the best thing that happened to me because I had a steady life.
Right.
My grandfather was a pastor. From the Methodist Church.
Yeah, United Methodist.
Right. And then we grew up in a family very stable, actually.
Indeed.
Very blessed.
Right.
I never saw my grandfather yell. Right. Never saw a fight.
Right.
There was no alcohol in the house.
Right.
My dad would bring and allow us to zip and a beer, but everything was so smooth. And of course, the way they raised people back then, it was with beatings and stuff, but it was because we deserved.
Well, that's discipline.
I deserved.
It's discipline. It's called discipline.
It was discipline, but half of them, no half.
Right.
Almost all of them I deserved. And I'm telling you, if my grandmother knew the reality, what I was doing, I deserved more.
Right. And you not only that, you gotta remember that you grew up in an Angola that was at a time in which was very difficult
for
right?
them.
Indeed. And their frustration just with life itself, plus the fear of
Yes.
something happening to you and their inability to be able to protect you
It was
or make it better, right?
Yes, it was war. It was a lot of
Yeah.
difficulties. Just to say that I've been always blessed with
There you
people
go. Indeed.
in my life.
Yeah.
That I have my grandmother as my guide.
Mm-hmm.
She's the strongest woman, Juliana Gaspar,
Yeah.
I ever met.
There you go.
I never saw anybody so powerful, so strong, so
Indeed.
determined. This woman, she would go to bed and say, I don't know what to do. And she would say, I would pray to my dad.
Right.
And tomorrow, the next day, she would wake up and say, my dad told me to do this.
And
she would do it
that's
whatever.
a resolution.
It's a resolution.
There you
Always.
go.
She always, you go to bed, you pray to God, and we'll give you the answers.
Indeed.
And they always follow that.
Indeed. And that's what sometimes we need to do in life. We need to really pay attention to what we're trying to do, where you're trying to get, and why we're trying to get
gratitude.
there. Indeed.
Gratitude. I never felt alone in
Indeed.
my life.
Mm-hmm.
I always have an angel. And that doesn't need to be my dad. It doesn't
Right.
need to be my mom. It doesn't need to
Right.
be my auntie.
Right.
I had people through my life that have no blood related to me. Strangers
come
that
in
came
and fulfill
and
that
just
role.
fulfill and lift me up and
Indeed.
protect me. And I have friends along the way. I have I have a Cruz Fonseca. He's a general. I have Geronimo. I have so many people in my life that they were amazing. I have met people here in Houston that they in determined times of my life they were very helpful friends.
Indeed.
And
Yeah.
now
Mm-hmm.
at this point of my life, I needed a partner, and I
Right.
needed a partner who would support my dreams.
There you go.
It would be. I'm a very family oriented, and I needed somebody that helped me with that understood that.
Right.
That understood my love for my family, my love for my pets.
Indeed.
Yes, my love for cooking.
Right.
And God blessed me with this partner.
There you go. What's his name?
His name is Ngandala Lopez.
All right.
Gandala Lopez is the
Yeah.
love of my life. It took 3 months for us to get married.
Wow. You met, and 3 months later,
3
you guys
months
were
later,
married.
we were married
Wow.
and married. And every day I look at him and
Right.
I realize how much I love this man.
There you go.
And there's those days that I'm gonna
Appreciation.
kill him.
Yeah.
I want to kill him, but I say, wow,
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss him, so just leave him alone. I need him alive.
That's part of love.
Yes,
That's
yes.
love.
They say you not marry until
Yeah.
you wanna know your partner.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed.
So as I've been filled with when I thought, and there's something you need to know that you deserve. You deserve better.
Indeed.
You deserve what you deserve.
It is important to understand your value
Your value.
and what
Exactly.
you add, not only to other people, but to yourself.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Because
Absolutely.
it starts with self. It comes from within.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only give what you have within. If you don't have love within, you cannot give love.
Absolutely.
And even if you gave to someone who doesn't have love, they will not understand it.
Yeah.
Right?
This
Yeah.
is another concept of life that I have. You know, they don't need to know.
Indeed.
They
Yeah.
don't even to appreciate.
Indeed.
You just need to give.
Indeed. That-
Love does its job. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually. Somebody said there is a say that there is somebody that was saying that the problem
Mm-hmm.
people, no matter how much you love you give them, nothing resolves. And this guru said, well, increase the dose.
Right.
So because
The
we
more-
say no matter how much I love them, then no,
Keep giving.
keep giving.
Yeah. Give more.
And give more, and
Yeah.
don't and one of the difficult parts to give is to give and to do the right thing. Is that it's hard
Indeed.
doing the easiest thing,
Yeah.
and I believe I say help
Mm-hmm.
and give is so hard
Indeed.
because you always have to sacrifice something.
Right. True.
So, and that's why people don't do it, don't help, don't give,
Right.
because they don't want to sacrifice
Indeed.
anything.
Indeed.
And if you're not sacrificing, when you give something,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't sacrifice anything, you're
Right.
not giving.
Indeed. Yeah, that is quite true. There's always something at risk. But of course, today, emotionally settled, successfully, professionally, and yet you still have one new venture that you dodging into, which is the launching of your cooking business.
Business.
Tell us a little bit about it. What's the name of the business, and how can people get into
my kitchen? Went through several names, and went from Vania's Kitchen, Venusian's Place Kitchen as well. But I was just a name. I didn't have actually formed the company. And when I came to the United States, I noticed that people have a hard time calling me Vania. They call me Vania, Vania, you name it.
Right.
And some people at the several places I worked, they thought easier, call me V. And while I was trying to find the right name for my company, because Vanush is too big, Vania, they already have a hard time pronunciating. I was like, I have to find something because American they like easy.
Easy marketing.
Easy marketing.
Right.
They like easy names,
Indeed.
something easy to say. And they love short stuff. They abbreviate everything. They
practical.
cut down and practical. So I said, well, they already called me V.
Right.
So I have several friends who call me V. Several co-workers from past jobs, they called me V. I said, well, let me put V. V it is. And when I actually formed my company legally, I named V.
So the name of the company is
Vees Tropical Cuisine.
Vees Tropical Cuisine. All right. Man, if people need to get access to you, how do they go?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook. My website is under construction because I'm putting a set of photos that we follow my menu and everything. So I'm still working on it.
Gotcha.
But you can find me on Instagram and you can find me on Facebook.
And what is your handle for Instagram?
It is Vees Cuisine.
Vees Cuisine.
Vees Cuisine.
And your website URL. Vees Tropical.
Vees Tropical Cuisine, but it's under construction. Still under construction. It's not open yet.
Got you. All right. But in case people do need, is there a phone number also that they can use?
Yes. Right now I'm using the 508-840-0920. There is a number that will be posted once the website is finished.
Indeed.
Yeah, but right now we're using the 508. 840-0920.
All right. And that's Vees Tropical Cuisine. And I would definitely say that it's something that people do need to definitely try. Now, you also involved in Kizomba, of course, which is the dance originally from Angola, right?
Yes. I love to dance. Unfortunately, life is so busy right now. And when you're single, your availability is different as well.
Right.
When you're married, your structure, life itself changes.
Right.
And you guys both have to adapt new schedules, new life, and everything.
Supportive roles.
Supportive roles. When I was single, it was easier for me just to leave work and go straight to a Wednesday night Kizomba or a Friday night Kizomba. And there is Saturday by myself at home. I watch a movie. After a while, let me dance. Go dance a little bit, meet my friends, so I don't feel so not accompanied.
You don't feel guilty, right? You don't feel like you're just single.
It's not. And then to add, it's not just the company part. Is that I actually love to dance.
There you go.
My dream, when I close my eyes, I see myself in a ballet.
There you go.
Like Houston ballet.
There you go.
Like that.
Dancing.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe that's the next dream to be fulfilled.
It's too late now.
Never too late. Never too late, because you know what success is. Success is getting yourself to a place where you can actually do what you want to do. And Vania, I like to always give an accolade in this program. I would like to congratulate you for being a successful person, for actually going through all the struggles that you went through, and through your perseverance, accomplishing and getting to a point where today you are one of the community leaders that can actually show others that it is possible and that it can be done. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for accepting our invitation, for being here. Now, November, of course, Angola is having a big cultural festival here, and I believe you will be serving out there also something is going to happen. What is something? Vees Tropical Cuisine will be present.
Yes.
So if you want to try it,
thank you for having me and sharing my story.
Indeed.
I hope everybody can try my cooking.
There you go.
It's from the soul.
Yeah.
And I cook with love. And
There
this,
you
my
go.
daughter tells me, Mom, you know why your food is so good? It's the ingredients are the same as other people.
Indeed.
It's just you cook with love.
Indeed.
And that's all.
And love is normally the most important ingredient when cooking.
Yes.
So for all those of you that took time out of your busy schedule to join us, thank you. And remember that if you're going to do anything in life, be true to self and never forget to be persistent to your wants. Until next time, peace.